Hello and welcome along to the Where's My KitBag podcast here. I don't know why the bed just suddenly died. That was really bizarre. Anyway, there it is. We're riddled with technical problems at the moment. It's hilarious. Anyway, welcome along to the Where's My KitBag podcast featuring your three lovely technicians. And again, we've managed to get a guest for the, what's this, the fourth week in a row?
Yes.
This is going well. As Steve said, it's the year of the guest.
It is.
So you've obviously got myself, James.
Me, Will.
I'm Steve.
And special guest, introduce yourself.
I'm Addison, the CTEC media rep.
Hey!
Welcome.
Welcome, CTEC media rep Addison. So what brings you onto our glorious pod this fine day?
Don't know, really.
We asked him to.
I love the enthusiasm.
Radio unit.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, look, we are applicable.
Okay.
Bell
to their
playing the smart
studies.
card there.
So picture the scene. You're in the radio room in a couple of years' time. You're like, any callers in, any questions? Somebody calls in and goes, Addison, what's your go-to meal deal?
That was a great segue. Oh, well done.
I completely forgot about it.
What would it be?
Tesco's.
Nice.
For £3. Oasis.
Oh yeah, always a good shout.
Tuna and sweet corn, sandwich, and a Kit Kat.
Wow.
Oh,
What, a
Yeah.
chunky? Kit Kat chunky?
Yeah, sometimes we do like the double Kit Kat chunkies.
Double
You can
Kit
get,
Kat
like,
chunky?
the double one.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
so you're not a 4-barer.
No.
Oh,
Have you seen those people that eat the 4-bar, but they just eat the
Oh,
physical
that's
bar
wrong.
without
That's
snapping
wrong.
them?
You got like just bite into the middle
Yeah,
of it.
bite into-
No,
it's
no
crazy,
way.
isn't it?
No way.
I may have done that before.
Nice.
I was hungry. leave
You
me
of all
alone.
people, Bale.
I mean, yeah, nothing beats the good, little break snap. But sometimes, when hunger strikes, you just gotta go for it.
That's a solid
Take
choice.
the
That's
full
a
bar.
solid choice. Not as adventurous as Raj, who went Subway
Yeah.
last week. That knocked us for 6, didn't it?
Yeah.
We weren't expecting that.
A little bit. I remember I said in the edit suite, you said, would McDonald's count?
Yeah.
I don't believe McDonald's counts as a meal deal, does it? So, but then
Nah.
could you argue? Actually, no. Never mind.
Happy Meal.
That'd be a shout. I'd accept a Happy Meal.
Is it no, but is it a deal though? Are you getting something for less money by
No,
getting the
actually,
meal?
no,
By getting it,
you're very
because
right.
that's the premise of a meal deal.
Yeah.
You're getting a deal. Like Will's, I'm buying more and then getting charged half for it.
Oh, the Boots meal deal.
yeah, the Boots half price
Savage.
meal deal.
That's what I do,
Savage
though, to be fair.
savings.
You know what? Yeah, you're very right. I'll give you that. We've got to be
Thank
strict
you.
with our meal deal rules.
Strict with our meal deal rules. But yeah, welcome to the pod, Addison. You're very welcome to be here. Obviously, we'll try and grill you about some sort of CTEC thing at some point, no doubt.
Yeah.
There'll be a secret
Open
test.
evening.
Open evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can plug that. And you know what? We can plug that in, Steve.
Department News.
Let's see if your bed works. Come on. Save me. Oh, it's there. There it is.
I always feel like a proper news
Over to
anchor.
Steve in the newsroom. Steve.
Hello. Welcome to Department News. There's loads to talk about this week, actually. Loads of headlines, breaking news, Yeah, there you go. I didn't know what I really wanted to happen
Actually,
there.
really
but
well timed.
Yeah, really well timed.
That was a total camp.
There's new videos out on the TechNet YouTube channel.
Finally.
Multiple new videos, actually. The spark actually came from a technician in the edit suite who said, this is the week. And he has very much delivered. Will, what are you working on?
Well, it's out. We're currently working on a new YouTube series called Prem Professional. So essentially, it's going to be taking you from the ground up. The first video's out, and that's just teaching the basics. It's a 13-minute video, but if you watch it, you should be able to set up a project, import some clips, chop them down, and export it in that video. Steve and myself are going to be working on some more advanced techniques as we go through, and then having them all in a playlist, so you can essentially just sit back, watch it, and become a bit of an expert.
They'll actually, my one will actually be out before this podcast goes out. So
Perfect.
it's currently not out now of the time of recording, i.e. Wednesday afternoon, but it did get exported about half an hour ago. I just finished a video on synchronizing sound.
Ooh.
So for you music video guides, which sadly is only a week away, may benefit from that. So you'd be able to synchronize sound through multiple cameras if you wanted to. Or I also threw in a little bit about syncing music with, studio recorded music with music that you've kind of recorded on your phone that is like in the physical space while you're recording a music video, so it's easy to sync up and is nice and straightforward. So that'll be out, and there's, as you say, it's a series, isn't it? So there's multiple things to come. So look forward to that. What else? As a film club update. So film club's been a highly debated topic over the last couple of weeks. It's actually mentioned on the pod every week so far. Basically, I've been chatting to Dan McGrath, if any of you have him as a teacher. Well, that's Dan. I don't know where I was going with that.
Subtle Dan plug every week.
Yeah.
Basically, we're looking, because a lot of students said about, not sure about film club on a Wednesday afternoon. Thinking about maybe running it once a month, getting a nice big bit of build up, so a lot of people turn up just once a month so it can kind of be celebrated. And we're kind of looking, we're not going to mention names just yet, basically a first year and a second year kind of being the people that kind of rally the troops. Obviously I'll plug it on the newsletter, and then there is a bit of discussion about potentially getting kind of a podcast style panel discussion kind of board of students, so to speak, that have a bit of a chat about potentially that film or a bit of text that could potentially be edited into a section of this podcast or have its own sort of release somewhere, something that Dan thought up.
The Film Round Table.
Yeah.
So, similarly named.
Yeah, essentially, because a lot of students that Dan's noticed in his film classes do want to talk film, want to talk critical approaches, want to analyse these texts with their peers, and I think it's a great idea. And there might be a way to correlate what they watch in film club once a month with this kind of talk show, so to speak. So if this sounds like something you're up for, if you've heard me say a few times before, just let us know. I'm going to get potentially an announcement and call them the film club reps, if that becomes an official term, and they can be the people in your year group that you go to kind of liaise with, and they could obviously put forward the films for like the poll or the voting system that we'll put out that can be voted on each and every month. Haven't guaranteed a day yet. I think the front runners are Monday after college now, so but that's not set in stone. So yeah, that's kind of the update on it at the moment. It's still a work in progress, but it should come to light very soon. What I can only assume is we work out the kinks before the October half term, and after the spooky season is past us, film club can begin.
Cool.
That's what I reckon will happen. And the other thing, funnily enough, the person who has won this competition the most is actually in the studio with us, which is really impressive and really well timed. Are you going to click something there, Belle? Hey! TechNet Choice. The competition TechNet Choice. I'm actually going to explain what it is quickly, because a few students were like, well, what is it? TechNet Choice is a competition that runs on Instagram, though it doesn't have to. It can. You can send me content if you're not really a social media person. It can be photos, can be a bit of music, can be a video, can be an animation, graphic, any sort of multimedia. And we basically want to, each week, celebrate a bit of students' work. And at the end of the year, whether you're a first year or a second year, you have the opportunity to potentially win an Oscar on awards night. This is where we need a ooh. But we don't have one.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Ooh.
Very cool. Last year, it went down a treat. We had over 150 entries, and each week I felt really bad because I wanted to pick all the people that entered. This year, it's not really been as popular, which is a shame. Real shame. Sam Sinclair, first year, has been killing it, and also the person who joins us here, Addison, has also been killing it. And I'd love to give them an award each and every week. I feel like this needs to be a bit more of a broader competition, so they don't run away with it, essentially. What else was I going to say about it?
Are you going to rename TechNet Choice #Challenge Addison?
Potentially, yeah. Yeah, so
King of the Hill.
Yeah,
King of the Hill.
Nice. King of the Choice.
Oh,
nice. Yeah.
Is that my title now?
It is
No.
currently. Yeah,
Addison
wear the
King of the
crown.
Choice.
Because you've won only student to win it in both years so far. Because you won it last year, didn't you?
Nice.
You've
Yeah,
walked
times
into
it
the
is.
studio and walked out a king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why are we doing this? Like, at the end of the day, like, it's kind of important because when you put stuff on the UCAS references, even winning it as a weekly competition is really beneficial. Really helps just kind of help you stand out from the crowd slightly. Obviously, you get the opportunity to win an Oscar. You get featured. You get to gloat to your friends, become King of the Hill, as we've just learned. And basically just a good way for you to show us what you're up to as well. Because say, for example, like Addison, who likes to do a lot of mountain biking related stuff, downhill biking.
Yeah.
Say, for example, bear in mind this could be sheer coincidence, somebody approached the college about some sort of work experience, and if that person had been winning TechNet choice in that subject area, we could be like, this student's great. Until you start sending this content to us, we're never going to know. Make sense?
It's very true.
So yeah, we kind of want to celebrate your work. I'm a bit sour that no one's submitting. Not gonna lie. Insert sad music again.
I can give you a sad trombone. Is
nice.
That enough?
Yeah, that works. Sadly, for any viewers that aren't part of F6, who are like the elite of the technical side of the department, I have challenged them as well. So I'm hoping for a wave.
So he's
of
king. He's elite.
Yeah,
now.
Yeah, the elite King
Addison. The elite King Addison.
So I'm hoping for a wave of really cool content to kind of come through, because I want to see what everybody's up to. Last year it was really cool to see that and see all the different stuff people are doing. A student called Callum Taylor actually won the Oscar last year for an incredible headshot that he did. So see if you can top it. Be a bit original, try and think up something new, or just test your camera abilities.
Absolutely. I mean, just bouncing on what Steve said there. I mean, with if obviously university is the route you wish to take in life, having things like this that you've done is what the applications people love reading about.
Yeah,
because it's all great having distinction stars and A stars everywhere, but they want to know who you are. They want to know what you do, what you like, what you enjoy. So having things on like your resume, as it were, or your CV, of sort of like volunteering things you've done, or if you like work with F6 for instance, or obviously if you've won TechNet Choice a few weeks in a row, you can be like, hey, I've got involved with things outside of my studies, which I can tell you for a fact worked absolute wonders for me, because I managed to get myself on a course by talking to a admissions supervisor and going, hey, I've been doing radio for like the last 4 years, and they were like, cool, we like you.
Yeah, and
they didn't really care what my A levels were in. Obviously, I had the right UCAS points, which is obviously important and all that jazz. But they were more interested in what I've done outside of it. Yeah. So really good stuff.
At the end of the day, as you say, that university courses are becoming more and more high in demand. So, for example, I did a film production course. I started it 5 years ago. Wow. And that was the first year that course went from 40 students to 86 students, which is obviously a big jump. And say, for example, there's 90 students that want to do it. If you're one of the 86 that has that little bit extra edge, you're going to make it over those 4 students who have just, let's say, got your A stars, which is great, but they've done nothing to kind of show a bit of enthusiasm. That could be the ticket to get you into your number 1 preferred course, which would be quite cool. Or, your number 1 work experience or your number 1 placement, whatever. The list is literally endless. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Rambled a bit for department news, but we had a lot to talk about this week.
Addison, as obviously a CTEC rep, do you have anything to add to department news? Because you are crucial, elite King Addison,
elite
to
King
our
CTEC
department.
Rep
Elite King CTEC rep Addison.
Gonna need a bigger lanyard.
Have you got? What are you guys working on at the moment as the sort of rep team?
Lots of things.
Oh, is it all like mysterious? Can you tell us any more?
Yeah. So on the 23rd and 24th, obviously we've got open days, and we still need some first years or second years to help us out on, from 3:30 till 9 on both days. So you can pick like an hour slot. But I think it was Nick sent out an email to everyone, and they were asking like basically if you wanted to come, just help us out for a bit. You can like choose a slot that you want to come to, because we're doing fun things and we're like handing out popcorn. We're doing a screening room. A couple of us are going out and filming around the site so we can get a few more people around. So it'd be great to have some people help out with us, I guess.
Absolutely. So check your emails for those sort of requests for help emails from I think Nick, Dan and Rachel all sent them out now. So check your inbox and give elite King CTEC rep Addison a hand. There you go. We'll just keep adding to your title throughout now.
I can give you a signature as well.
Oh nice. Yes please,
when you're there.
Can we have it on a sticker? Brilliant. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up a bit of department news.
That's all from me.
Thank you very much. Will, you know what time it is.
Let's go. Hello, welcome back to Tech News for this week. So, we've got a few exciting announcements to cover. Funnily enough, you've popped it on there. I also have it open with me here. The first one I'm going to talk about is Microsoft kind of getting a bit adventurous. So, obviously there's been a lot of things with like folding screens in the market at the moment. Samsung Galaxy Fold, which had to get recalled, and they kind of reissued that out. Microsoft has taken sort of a different take to it. Rather than actually getting a screen to bend, They've just put 2 screens together with very minimal bezel that can flip like a 2-in-1 laptop almost. So it can go into like tent mode. You can fold it up into like a pocket notebook. But when you open it out, it doesn't really cover both screens. It's more like 2 individual screens. It's quite an interesting concept. They've got 2 versions, a bigger one and a larger, and a bigger one and a smaller one. The smaller one I actually thought looked really cool. However, it's running more of a phone OS, which is kind of looks a bit naff when you look at it in a video or something. But the bigger one, I think the bigger one's called the Duo, the smaller one's called the Neo. The bigger one's just running full-blown Windows. And it is so thin that it is like, I don't know, like a £2 coin thin. It's like that for each screen, and then folded together, it's nothing. I don't know. The battery life can't be that good in it. It looks really sleek though, pretty cool. I'm sure it's going to be very costly. But we'll see what it does. Yeah, it's 2 times 7 inches, so 2 7-inch displays. Have a little look into that. It's a pretty cool little device. Also, another thing to talk about is the.
Sorry, I just saw a cost of a Zen book by mistake, and I thought it was the wrong thing.
What a laptop!
My God, that's $3,000. Flipping hell! Right, carry on.
Yeah. So a bit more. NatWest is trialing out a few new things in the banking world. They're kind of, we're just talking about sort of contactless stuff. This is off air. We're talking about like paying for things on your watch, paying for things with your phone, contactless, everything like that. They're now adding sort of biometric readers onto cards. So I guess rather than if you're going to use the contactless system like we were just talking about, and you are going to be paying more than that £30 limit, if you have a biometric reader on your card, do you feel a bit more comfortable with that, you think?
Not me personally. I think one of the things I think iPhone do well is you can still pay with your phone, but it's locked behind a fingerprint wall, which I really like. Like my Samsung, for example, as long as my phone's open, it will I think it's an NFC tag, am I right in saying? Whatever chips in there, NFC, it'll pick up anything, which is kind of slightly worrying because sometimes you might have music on and you accidentally leave your phone unlocked in your pocket. It's very easy to do, and we were just kind of saying the joke of now contactless is kind of uncapped for some people. What's to say people couldn't swipe past and beat people's cards, phones, watches, Amazon rings.
Companies have literally been born out of making wallets that deflect these sort of things as well. So interesting topic. I think having a biometric reader on the actual credit card is quite good, because then if somebody takes it, there's no physical way that they can even use the like cheap contactless limit at all. So that's quite a nice idea.
I don't even have a contactless card. I just use Apple Pay.
There you go. I mean, there you go. Yeah. So some people don't even carry a wallet around with them anymore. So it is slowly shifting that towards that way. But interesting trial. I also got signed up to one of their trials, which is using the banking app through Google Assistant. So you had to fill out a survey, and then only a select amount of people got chosen. But luckily enough, I'm on the beta for that, so I get to
William the Chosen Few Devereaux.
I don't know what. It'll probably be like
titles.
More titles.
I'll be like, hey Google, tell me how broke I am. That's probably what I'll go.
Hi Will, you're broke.
Yeah.
So every morning, as he wakes up.
How rich am I?
Stop!
You're not.
Take me off the program.
Sounds like it's a meal deal for you today.
You better get to Boots.
Oh, dear. Yeah. The PlayStation 5 has just been given a launch window, I believe they called it, and that's looking at holiday season next year. It's obviously quite a wide window. However, they've confirmed that if it's only a year away, that means it's pretty much done. It's pretty much ready to go. I'm still kind of blown away by like the PS4 Pro and stuff. The specs and that's pretty awesome. It's kind of scary to think we're going into another generation of console. It's always when Sony, Nintendo, or Xbox, Microsoft, when they announce a new console, it's like an end of an era, isn't it? I know, especially for people in tech. You quite often, it's like, oh, I was around. Oh, what did you play when you were younger? That was it. So, Addison, I don't know, what did you have when you were at secondary school, junior school? What consoles were you playing on?
PS2 and the original Xbox.
I see. That's
what's it called? Simpsons Hit and Run.
Oh, classic. PS2. Oh, yeah.
Because what year were you born in, Addison? Was it 2002? 2002.
Yeah.
Wow. I have a games console that's older than you.
So do I.
That's really weird. I have a console that's older than me.
Yeah.
Oh my days.
Yeah, so for me,
that's
I think the first one I
ridiculous.
played was a PlayStation 1.
PS1.
That's what I had. That was my very first one.
Steve, what about you?
Sega Mega Drive.
Oh, nice. Same with me. I had a Mega Drive.
Right.
But that's
Yeah.
only because my family, that's what they were into at the time. I did get a PS1 fairly quickly after that, but
Oh, yeah.
the first one that I ever played myself was the Mega Drive. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the first game you ever had?
Can't for the life of me remember. I was too
Mine
young.
was Rayman.
Oh, that's a quality
remember
choice.
that very vividly.
Was your Simpsons Hit and Run, Addison?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Really? That was the first game you had?
What a
Yeah.
game!
It's
Wow.
weird you say
Banger.
that. There's talks that they want to remaster that game.
Oh,
I'll be
I think
honest.
they definitely should.
Do you remember
Yeah.
Mr. Burns' rocket car?
Yeah.
Do you remember that was the best part of that game?
mine was good old Sonic the Hedgehog. That was mine.
Right.
The original one.
The one they
Oh,
ruined in the film.
Oh,
What do you think about that?
my childhood died that day. But then I heard they're redoing it. So hopefully,
Fair enough.
fingers crossed, touch wood, they'll do something good with it.
I thought it looked really good.
What?
I'm joking. The look.
It's like, Steve.
processing, calculating how much anger to release.
Just to clarify, I did not think that looked good.
No, the eye was all wrong. What did they do? Oh, bless.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll fix it.
And then we've got a very controversial topic as well. So, recently, as in Tuesday, that a Hearthstone gamer has been given a 1-year ban. And it's not just any gamer, he's a tournament player and was mid-tournament. And this was during a live stream on Twitch, I believe. He was being interviewed. He thought he was off air, but apparently, it doesn't really matter. You're talking. But he obviously there's a lot of protests going on there at the moment with a lot of sort of like political issues. So he makes a few comments on this on the political issues. He does also put on a gas mask, but yeah, okay, each their own. And Blizzard have said that this sort of behaviour can't be taken, and he's been given a 12-month ban. A lot of people, there's now this trending thing on Twitter called Boycott Blizzard. They've recently announced the Call of Duty mobile game, which has got over 100 million downloads. It's the highest downloaded mobile game ever so far. And a lot of people are sharing videos of them uninstalling it, deleting it, unsubscribing from WoW subscriptions, all this sort of stuff.
That seems like a really bizarre video. I'm going to delete this app.
Yeah,
Bam.
yeah,
But
but
what phone are you filming it with? Is that so meta?
Yeah, there's all sorts. And since then, their shares have dropped by 3% since Tuesday,
Oof.
which to a company like that, they're going to bounce
Yeah.
back. It's
Yeah.
like, but they've made a dent. And
That's a lot of money for a company
Yeah.
like Blizzard.
yeah, and we're talking about it here, so it's
Exactly.
it's the news is spreading. Yeah, they're kind of everywhere. It's basically like they're blocking freedom of speech, essentially. Epic Games, funnily enough, have retaliated with their own little statement saying, players or anyone in their organization is free to talk about whatever. They will not
Whatever?
get. Yeah, they'll not get
Oh.
banned. Well, the freedom of speech. So
True.
yeah, so they're saying you can talk about this. We're not going to ban you. Blizzard's just doing Blizzard things. So
Blizzard being Blizzard.
yeah. So that's an interesting one. Read a bit more about it. There's loads and loads of articles on it. It's kind of exploding at the moment. But I hope the situation over there improves. It's pretty tragic at the moment. But hopefully, yeah, that's kind of the direction that's going. So I'll update you with what happens to his situation. Hopefully next week if there's any resolution.
Interesting.
Yeah, that wraps up tech news.
Tech news. Yeah, well, we need like a jazzy bed for you as well now, don't we?
I got the intro one.
No, but it's in like it continues.
Oh,
and
no, I'm
there's
good, I'm
cool.
good, I'm
There's
good.
cool stuff.
Steve
It could
can
be like,
beatbox in the background for me.
You've put me on the spot there. I cannot
Maybe
beatbox.
next week. Maybe next week.
Boots and cats. That's all I've got.
skats, etc.
Yep.
That's all it is.
That's all
That's
it
my
is.
limit. There you go. I'll just loop that continuously forevermore now. Anyway, moving on to a little bit of Tune of the Week. I just love that. It's just so simple. Oh, I like a good
I
jingle.
like your dance, but no one can see it. So
Exactly.
He does it
It's
every
quite
week.
sad.
It's that simple.
I can
every
imagine
week.
him doing it every week.
Although me and Steve, totally off topic, we watched through a student's music video earlier, and obviously they weren't allowed to like play the set or like the instrument set. So you just see the student like air playing a pair of drums.
Oh no! In the video.
Yeah,
Oh.
and really gently touching the cymbal. Like it was quite funny.
The setup was awesome.
Oh
though.
yeah, no, the video was really good. It
Why
just
couldn't they
made
play
us
it?
chuckle.
Yeah.
I think it was someone else's kit,
Yeah.
and they were just like kind of borrowing it so they could film their music video.
Ah,
And they were like, "Yeah, don't hit the drums though." And it's like,
It's just
here's
like,
my drum
air
kit.
drumming.
Don't use it.
yeah.
Oh,
Bless. But no, really good music video, actually.
Mm.
Can't remember the student's name because that's really going to hurt me now that I can't remember. I was like, give him a free shout out.
Yeah.
But yeah, really good. Anyways, right, moving on. Talking of music videos, tune of the week. This week, I kind of regressed back to a song that came out in the summer, but they've only just released the official music video at the end of last week. So I'm counting that as new. So it's a band called Third Eye Blind, if anyone's ever heard of them. They've done some other big hits like Jumper and Semi-Charmed Kind of Life and others as well. And they're one of my favourite bands of all time ever. When I saw them live, absolutely brilliant, really good band. If you can ever catch them over here, highly recommend it. Because they're an American band and they mainly just tour America a lot, which is very quite annoying for me as a fan. Can't see them live very often. I have seen them live once though. Very lucky. Really good gig. Do recommend. They've got a new album coming out, which they kind of just snuck up on me out of the middle of nowhere. Just went, hey, we've got a new album coming. It's this date. And we're just like, whoa. So it's coming out next week, I think it is, on the 18th. And this is the kind of title track from it. It's called Screamer. It's a bit more kind of indie alt rock, if you want to put it into a genre. It's really good. If you like that kind of alt rock kind of genre, you will love this.
I
It's
remember
my
we
big
were in the
recommendation.
edit suite, and you were like, "Oh yeah, I think I was going to do this for the tune of the week," and then you suddenly saw this pop up again, and you were like, "What am I
No.
doing?" You're like, "This needs to be the one." You just shoved the other one out the window.
Yep. It's just like, delete. No, this.
What was the other one?
Oh, goodness. What was the other one?
It was from the same people that did the Dancing in the Field one, wasn't it?
Oh,
Was it them?
Oh Wonder.
Yeah.
It was going to be Oh Wonder Hallelujah.
Yeah.
That's what it was going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Which did make it to Radio 1's track of the week, but not Where's My Kit Bag.
Savage.
Got absolutely denied.
They're
Really
not
good song
blind.
though. I
Hallelujah's
do
got a
recommend.
strange music video.
Yeah, but yeah, I loved Will's kind of review of it. Felt a bit studenty. I mean, I bet you, Addison, you can make that music video. I bet you could.
I can try.
Can you ask a bunch of people to
Yes.
sing at a camera, pick up
Yep.
2 people and put them in a lake?
Yes,
Yeah.
and have some
That's
other
it.
people
Oh, job
dressed
done.
in various colours doing some dances and
Yep.
occasionally flapping their jackets.
Yeah. It was odd. It was really
Yeah.
odd.
Nice.
Really bizarre. But apparently they did it all in one take, so they got that going for them, I guess.
I respect that.
Nice.
I like the continuous shots. They're like the best thing ever.
Oh, what was that? Was that a film coming out? Is it 19?
1917.
Oh, yeah, that was it.
So 1917, apparently, bear in mind this is unconfirmed because I've only read it on a couple of articles. You know, Birdman
Yes.
is it looks like it's one continuous shot,
But it's got sly cuts here and
yeah.
there.
1917 follows a similar kind of theme. Apparently, could be wrong, could be completely wrong. Where basically these 2 soldiers in 1917 during the World War have given the orders to head to the front lines to give orders to call off an attack because they've just found out that the attack is actually a trap.
Ooh.
But the kind
It's a
of
trap.
incentive is one of the 2 soldiers is told that his brother is part of the, what do you call it, a platoon that are going in for the attack. Looks incredible. Some big names in there.
Cinematography just from the trailer was like,
Oh,
whoa.
amazing. Benedict Cumberbatch is in it. There's a couple of other big names. I'm going to butcher a few of them. The guy who plays...
Google it.
I'll have to Google it. Anyway, yeah, looks great. Coming out soon. I'm actually really excited for that one.
Nice.
It's called 1917. Check out the trailer.
Sly,
but there are some big
sly
names.
film plug there.
Yeah, yeah, really cool.
But yeah, tune of the week wise, Third Eye Blind Screamer, highly recommend. It'll be on the Where's My Kit Bag playlist on Spotify, and I'll add it tonight or tomorrow, one or the other. But you can listen to all the other previous tracks of the week there as well. There'll be a link in the description if you're listening on YouTube or SoundCloud, and you should be able to see the link on Spotify and Apple Podcasts too. Cool. Look at that madness. Right, seeing as we've now started waffling on about film, let's go all the way in with what have we been watching. So Addison,
Hello.
your name is on the top of the list, good sir.
Yes, it is.
Addison, what have you been watching this week or previous weeks? What have you seen recently?
Yesterday, I went and watched The Joker.
Oh,
Just because I thought the trailer looked really good. It just looked like really nice cinematography, and I watched some director's notes at the beginning, and he was going through like the opening scene, and it just looked like really nice. So
I saw that video. That was really cool, actually, wasn't it?
I was like, that guy's like got a lot of meaning behind it, and I want to know, you know. So I watched it, and yeah, it was alright. The cinematography was good.
Cinematography was good. Anything else? Obviously, hashtag no spoilers. Oh.
Then the narrative is kind of like not Joker. It kind of takes it away from being actual Joker and makes it more like, yeah, this guy could be real. It could be possible. Like, it's kind of trying to make up for what he's done and give it a reason as to why he's done it, which is kind of taken away from
I think it's quite interesting you say that, because quite often, you know, the opposite to this is the superhero films, who quite often need like a super villain to go for it. But where you're saying it, how you're saying it's almost like humanizing it and making it seem. There's been quite a lot of controversy around that, hasn't there? On the, I know a lot of people have been talking about it, boycotting it, leaving quite savage reviews about sort of like the things people have been thinking about. But you've seen it as well, Steve, haven't you?
Yeah, I thought it was incredible. I thought it was so good. That being said, I don't have as much of a affiliation with kind of comic books, etc. So just to give you a bit of backstory for what I thought of it, I thought it was really, really interesting kind of character study. I can completely understand where you're coming from, because I understand why you're saying it, because I was watching it, and I don't believe this is a spoiler, because obviously it is set in the DC universe. Obviously that Batman is a thing. Every time there was a Batman reference, it went completely over my head, because I was too focused on him as a character, Arthur as a character, rather than, you know, remembering. It's every now on the TV when they'd say Gotham, I'm like, oh yeah, we're in a Batman world here. But for a standalone kind of character study, it was amazing. I thought it was so impressive. But I don't have as much of a emotional connection to that DC world. I think Ross, who might be coming on the podcast soon, really kind of hit the nail on the head by saying that Warner Brothers they're throwing timelines here, there, and everywhere at the moment, and it must be so confusing for people who have no idea what's going on, because Birds of Prey's coming out soon, and that's Jared Leto Joker, isn't it? Am I right in saying?
Yeah, the not the Justice League, but what they're called?
No, it's Justice League.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
Oh, Suicide Squad, yeah.
And it makes you think, because a great example, sorry to take it from Addison, about talking about what we thought about it. My girlfriend, who has done no sort of film studies, anything like that, she was talking as if these were bad things, but if anything, I thought she was complimenting the like the blocking in scenes, etc. Because the most important thing she said she found Joaquin Phoenix's character and portrayal of Arthur as the Joker as very frustrating, because he'd take too long to speak. He would take breaths and stare into the abyss longer and it would frustrate her. And if anything, that's a compliment to how him and society are not on the same wavelength. And I thought it was really impressive, the fact that she noticed that, but she saw it as a bad thing, when if anything, surely that's a good thing, because he's not as we can say conventionally all there.
I think any film which has you can watch a scene and take layers of meaning out of it, has done it, and serves the narrative, is pretty. That's quite a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
Especially consistently for a film. What was your sort of final thoughts on it? What was your final score?
So I gave it 7.5 just because of the narrative, really. Because
was it a little bit lackluster for you think, or?
Yeah, but I said I liked the cinematography, but then at the same time, literally every shot or every other shot was a slide. Like, it was just either slide
to the
in,
point where you
slide
noticed
out.
the movement, sort of thing.
Literally, did you see that as well? It was literally just the whole thing was slides.
But I guess, you know, we're looking for that sort of thing, aren't we?
Yeah,
you know,
that's a problem.
That's what we're critiquing. We can't look at films in a way where we can't notice things like that, or like where the focus sits, or, you know, all that sort of stuff. So
definitely had like interesting points though. That like the way they made his character, and eventually revealed him at the end as the actual Joker. It's good. Yeah.
Cool.
I think personally, Joaquin Phoenix nailed the role in regards of somebody, not Joker specifically, somebody's descent into madness and starting to go from scared and worried to loving it and enjoying it. I thought it was really impressive because there was a few scenes, for those who have seen it, there's this hospital scene, and I've never, well, it's very rare that I've watched a scene and been like, oh my god, no, like, I can't believe that's happened, or oh god, like, what's going to happen now, because of a completely innocent action that I know with the consequences of an action that's happened. And I thought that was really interesting because, as Addison said, it is trying to be the most realistic depiction of a fantasy character, and that's what I thought was really interesting about it, is because they actually gave real world bad luck, you could call it, to give justification to somebody's descent into what you see. Obviously, you can't spoil
They
anymore.
literally gave it like medical title as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
so
yeah. That does cause a lot of
Like-
controversy. I mean, a lot of people are saying that it does glamorize mental health. Sadly, I can see where people are coming from, but at the same time, I do argue the fact that fiction needs to be fiction and needs to be respected for being fiction.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things do happen and are very extreme that happen in our real world today, which again is not worth getting into. And I feel like the consequences that happen in this film are not what would happen in real life. And I think that's where people were being like, oh, I can cause some uproar about that, because if someone did that, that wouldn't happen. No, but this is Gotham City. Gotham City doesn't exist.
it's like it's too real.
Yeah.
Because people are taking it as if it is real.
Like, you could,
Mm.
yeah, you could, if you meet somebody who's never been around that universe at all and said this is based on a real story, they would probably believe you after the film's over.
Yeah.
It's
the way
like
of putting
that
it.
raw.
Yeah.
But you'd struggle to find someone who never heard of someone called Batman. So, yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, I thought it was great. Again, can understand from people who are really invested in that kind of universe why they have, like, Addison's opinion. I give it a 9 out of 10. But I just loved it for the character progression, you could say. Definitely recommend watching it for sure.
Have you been watching anything else, Addison? Whether it's film or TV or anything?
Not really. I watched
No.
I watched some YouTube. So what I found quite funny was Pete McKinnon's video, where he's like unboxing this new product that can kind of save your footage as you're like back it up as you're on set. And he was doing a durability test, and I think it's like £500 or £600 worth of gear in like a little hard drive sized box, basically. And it claims to be fully waterproof and drop
It's a
proof.
whole computer essentially, isn't
Yeah.
it, in a pocket? Yeah.
Yeah, but he said he was going to give one away, and he was going to see how long it lasts with the tests. And it got about 5 minutes into the video, and he already couldn't use the screen, and then put it in water, and it broke. And it kind of was like, why does it cost £600?
It's called the
Just for
Narbox
this.
2.0 for
That's
those who
the
are
one,
curious. It's a cool bit of kit. As we were talking, Will, it's not anything I'd ever invest in.
Yeah.
I have a computer nearby to back up footage, but you're right. Like
The one cool feature I saw was that if you put an SD card in, you can have a script that lets you, if it's connected to Wi-Fi, it can upload to Google Drive or Dropbox straight away without having to do anything. I was like, that saves time. That does save time.
Is it £600 time saver?
Yeah.
So it depends on what you're doing, isn't it? So
Yeah.
time is money, but maybe not £600 worth.
Yeah.
I think you should have dunked it in water to begin with and then thrown it about, rather than throwing it about and
Yeah.
then put it in water, because he shakes
He
it
broke
halfway
all the
through the
seals
video
and-
and you can hear the water.
Yeah, you
Oh,
knew the
no.
water dripping out. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
If there was one channel you'd recommend to our listeners, Addison, who would it be?
Probably Peter McKinnon, to be honest. I respect most of his stuff,
Nice.
and his B-roll is like the best thing on earth.
I can agree with that.
It is,
I love
isn't
his
it?
B-roll.
It is good.
Benchmark. Masterclass in B-roll, Peter McKinnon.
Yeah.
There you go.
B-roll man. Do you have to add that to your title now, Addison? B-roll fan. Elite King
I can't
B-roll
even
fan.
remember.
B-roll
now.
apprentice.
B-roll apprentice.
B-roller, I love it.
B-roll. Oh, crikey. Right. Steve, shall we carry on with you? Seeing as you started obviously talking about the Joker.
Yeah.
What else have you been watching, good sir?
Oh god, right, I'm gonna take a dark turn here.
Oh, no.
Because it's not my thing. Went around a friend's house and they're like, I was put on any film. I was like, yep, go for it. And this film just began, and it was the weirdest thing. Bear in mind, American comedies I quite enjoy. Okay, so it's an American comedy, and it's about this man who somehow has been adopted by this Native American tribe and he realizes that his dad. He needs to find his dad for something. I cannot for the life remember what it was. It was very much I was watching it in the background. There's very much reason. The film's called The Ridiculous Six. It's an Adam Sandler film. Don't know if any of you have seen it.
I think I might have.
It is what the title. It's ridiculous. It's so over the top. Some of the stuff they put in there is crazy. There's a hanging scene which is just, oh my god, so American that British people aren't find. Or I personally, as a British person, don't find it funny. I'm more like, what is going on, man? Like, why is this happening? Like, I find comedy that could be realistic, like that kind of dull British comedy, I find funny. But when, there's the opening scene where this guy, this gang start attacking Adam Sandler's character, and he starts running in like Superman speed and like punching people, and they fly in the air and stuff, and it's all this mad stuff happening. I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, my mind isn't processing. But if you like Adam Sandler and that comedy is your cup of tea, you'll love it because it is just 2 hours of silly. For me, I gave it like a 5. It's not my cup of tea.
It is what it is.
It's not my type of comedy, but it's stuck in my head for being as ridiculous as it is.
It's not the best Adam Sandler film, really.
Yeah. So yeah, I saw that, and I caught The Apprentice, the first episode of The Apprentice. If any big Apprentice fans out there, unite.
I've still not seen it yet because I suck.
It's a good one. I thought there was a few things in it that if you like, this will sound really bad. If you enjoy watching people put themselves in really bad situations, and you get some sort of pleasure out of watching their misery, watch the first episode of this season's Apprentice. All I'll say is, where's the wine cellar? And if you know what I'm saying with that, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Nice.
It's amazing, okay?
Where is the wine cellar?
So if you
sounds amazing. All
yeah,
right, I'll
check
watch
it
out
tonight.
Keep meaning to.
So good. so good.
It's a bit like Dragon's Den, isn't it? Where the people come under pressure.
Oh,
they
it's
either make
great.
or break, and when they break, he just sit there laughing like, "What have you done?"
I love watching a program like that, thinking you always think to yourself, what are they doing? Just do this. But I know in the heat of the moment, you would make the exact same mistakes they make. Well, that's me personally, but at the same time, I just enjoy it because I'm like, I'm not stupid enough to put myself in that position.
What one? I was listening to Radio 1 the other day, and I heard. I can't remember who it was. It was either their guest or their newsreader or something. Came up with this great point, going, "If you're that good at business, why are you on The Apprentice?"
Yeah,
True.
they all talk about like, I've got $1 million company,
and they're trying to like
looking to expand. Well, if you do have Alan Sugar helping out, it probably does help a little bit.
Probably. But yeah, otherwise, is that it, Steve?
That's it for me, obviously. Yeah, that's it so far.
Fair.
Yeah.
Defro.
Yeah, so...
Well, what have you been watching, sir?
Well, I got the train up to Birmingham to see my girlfriend on the weekend, and unfortunately, she was very ill over the weekend. So we had a lot of time to watch.
You put on Netflix.
Well, he used to be on Netflix, but it's not anymore. So we may have had to search around online. But we found this, I now think, is incredible series called The Act. So let me give you... It's completely based on a true story. Okay. And it revolves around a daughter and her mum. That's the core of it. So this daughter called Gypsy, she suffers from a lot of stuff like leukemia, all sorts of heart diseases. She has to be in a wheelchair. She's got like a feeding tube. She's had her saliva glands and stuff removed and stuff. All sorts. And the mum's been looking after her ever since she's been born. And then... It's not a spoiler because you see it in literally the first shot of the season. Gypsy kills her mum.
What?
Yeah, and it's a journey.
Oh, this did take a dark turn.
Yeah. It's a journey of understanding why, and as you go through the whole, this is all public. This did happen. That everything did happen in this. It's a journey of Gypsy understanding who she is and what's happened to her to where she is at the moment, and things aren't quite what they seem, and it turns out the mother's been telling a few lies.
Oh, is Gypsy the girl?
Gypsy's the daughter.
Oh, okay, that's context. I was a bit like, what?
Oh, right, yeah,
confused.
Gypsy's
yeah,
the
I'm with
daughter.
you now.
Yeah.
I was like, it's
caught up.
Yeah, it's like, okay, cool. I'm with you.
Yeah, Gypsy's the daughter. So the mother dies, and it's crazy, and then So we watched it, and initially I thought, okay, that was pretty good. It was just so dark though. There wasn't, because it was almost like, it felt like a TV series, but it is a documentary. And then we looked into the story a bit more, and we found an actual documentary on it with real footage. And it turns out the events they recreated, including the house, is exactly the same, like size for size, everything. The dresses she wears are all exactly the same. How she talks, initially I thought, like, what on earth is this? I can't listen to this, but it's actually how she talks in real life. It's unbelievable. Like, the accuracy blew my mind. So give it a watch. It is very, very hard hitting. It is really tough watch, but this happened in real life, and to understand this and how it works, it was phenomenal. It was really cool in the end.
Film or miniseries?
It's 8 episodes, all an hour long.
Ooh.
But it is gripping. It is really gripping. And
Out of 10?
I'd give it an 8.
Ooh, solid score.
Yeah.
High recommendation.
Yeah. That's all from me.
Nice. Right, lastly, it's me. I'm still watching The Good Place. Hey. Season 4, I think. Yes, it is season 4. Is the current season going around. It's on Netflix. It's still annoying me that they're only releasing 1 episode a week.
That's how it used to be.
That's fine. I'll deal with it in this binge culture. I'll just have to live with it. It's getting better though. So the first episode I thought was a bit slow. Second episode, a bit more upbeat. I was like, I'm down with this. So yeah, I won't give it a score till the end. But I love The Good Place. I think it's great.
Have they found The Good Place?
Well, if you watch the series, you'll find out.
Nice.
It's kind of, yeah. If I told you, it would ruin the previous 3 seasons. So yeah, I can't spoil it. There's too much in it. But it is the final season, sadly. So I'm intrigued how they're going to end it. That's always in the back of my mind. But talking about endings, The Bodyguard. I finally finished it all off. Finished all 5 episodes. Can't remember how many there are. Of BBC's The Bodyguard. I loved it, but the ending I thought was naff. I thought the ending was really kind of, and it's all good in the end. I was just like,
I think the first 3 episodes are phenomenal.
The first really episode good. Especially amazing.
Yeah, that's the train one, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that was really
First
good.
episode, absolutely gorgeous. Second one, damn good. Third one, okay. And then it just started waning a bit, and then I think, yeah.
The car scene, remember that
yes,
one?
Yeah. Well, we used that as an analysis for Unit 1
right.
on the CTEC
Have you seen that, Steve?
I haven't.
Oh, mate, you should.
Do you remember that, Addison?
I do remember that.
Yeah. Hey, see, look. It made a lasting impact.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, I mean, overall, across the whole series, I think to even it out, I'd probably give it a nice solid 7 across the whole thing. The last episode, though, I thought had a really nice build-up. And then just the ending was just a bit kind of like, oh, great. One of those. But yeah, it was a little bit of everyone's all happy at the end, which I thought was a little bit lame. But considering the amount of drama and sort of things they've built up throughout the whole thing, yeah.
Cool.
I don't know if there's going to be a season 2, though. I doubt it. If there is, I'd be very surprised, personally. But yeah, that pretty much sums up this podcast. Addison, thank you very much for joining us.
So,
yeah,
how's it been listening to us and now seeing it recorded live?
pretty much the same, because I can just imagine what you do in real life.
And is it the same as in your dream? Bit weird that.
Diving into my dream. What dream?
I don't know. Dreams of podcasts, clearly. Podcasts and Peter McKinnon.
I've been dreaming to be here for years.
See, look at this. You can also be Addison if you contact us and let us know. That goes for all staff and students. Any other reps, more than welcome to come join us. Where we can have a whole gaggle of you, which could be quite interesting.
Make everyone else's titles.
Yes.
Yeah. We all have our own titles.
Elite King.
No, you forgot the beginning.
Oh, sorry.
B-roll.
B-roller Elite King.
B-roll Elite King CTEC rep is now the title of this podcast.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
I've got to try and remember that. Anyways, thank you very much for listening to the Where's My KitBag podcast. I've been James.
I'm Will.
I'm Steve.
I'm Addison.
Yes, he nailed it. Fantastic. And we'll be back next week with some more Where's My KitBag podcast.
Thanks for listening to Where's My KitBag. Please feel free to drop us a comment, anything you want us to cover in the section below, or hit us up on the Instagram or Twitter at F6 Media Film.